Welcome to Becoming a Principal, the podcast for aspiring educational leaders. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Matt. Our mission is to inspire and support educators considering leadership roles so they can add value to the communities they serve.
Nice.
Jordan.
Nice. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice shirt.
The best one.
No, it's not.
I don't know about that. Come on.
Come on.
What are we doing here? Hey?
I don't know. Okay, fair enough. We'll talk in the playoffs. How about that?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know. Like maybe next year we'll talk.
Yeah, for you, that would be better.
Exactly.
For sure. All right, man. So we're obviously on our Christmas holiday here, and we're enjoying some reflective time, I think. I know that I have been, although it's busy. We got, both of us have some small humans in our households that are doing a lot of activities. And, but it's still a good time for reflection. I don't know, Matt, have you carved out any time to reflect? I know you've been super busy with your coaching life, but what about, you got some time to reflect or what?
Yeah, of course. It's slowed down. But, I still got a dog where I got to take him for a walk, right? So when I'm out there with Roscoe on the trail, that's a good time for me still to slow down and put my phone away. And I'm in nature, and I just kind of I don't know about you, go for a walk, the ideas just start popping into your head. You're not even trying to do anything, but it's a good time for me to, just let the creativity flow. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I find I come back from a walk and I want to change the world. And then I come back inside and I see all the stuff I got to do. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, maybe I'm not changing the world today, but maybe one small little thing at a time. Like I went for a walk the other day. I came back and I was thinking, well, someone was also texting me about it, but I was like, yeah, I think I'll do my PhD. I was like, my wife's like, you went for a 5-minute walk and you come back and you want to do your PhD.
That's hilarious.
Right? But that's what happens when we go for a walk. We get exercise. We feel good, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So is Roscoe putting you in any races this year or what? I know you used to do races with your dog.
Yeah, you know what? He's getting older, right? And so am I, but I'm going to blame him. And so he's not in race form per se, but we could still go for a run and still enjoy ourselves.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. So as part of our reflecting, we thought we'd do a little episode on, what we want to change about our practice, our leadership practice for this next year, 2025. Before we turn the page on 2024, I do got to say thank you to people for listening to the podcast and for joining us on the podcast, specifically Dr. Allison Young, Dr. Steve Sider, and Heather Papp. Just some amazing people that gave their time for nothing. We didn't even give them a gift card, man. We're pretty sad.
That's a good lineup to get started, too. Look at that. Yeah, all the heavy hitters.
Talk about professionals and leaders in their spaces, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we'll be able to give them a gift card or something next time. What do you think?
Oh, you're coming in high, eh?
Yeah, we owe them. How about a coffee?
We do. That's a good idea.
Okay, sounds good. But we're blessed that people have joined us to share their wisdom, because they have so much to offer, and we're really grateful that they've been able to do that. But today, we wanted to talk about what we are planning to change about our own leadership practice. We've talked a lot on the podcast about good leadership practices, what we think they are, what we've tried to implement, where we failed, and where maybe we've had some success. But like we said, this time, especially in between Christmas and New Year's, is a time where a lot of ideas pop into the head, and we got to put them out loud here now. So from out of our head and into the microphone about what we want to kind of change about our practice. So Matt and I kind of came up, I think, with about 3 things each. I don't know if we really are labeling them as personal or professional, but it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about 3 things, each of us, that we want to change about our leadership practice in 2025. So Matt, why don't you start us off?
Okay.
Hit us up with one.
So we were talking a little bit about this before we started recording, but for myself, I realized I got to be better prepared when I get to work. So what I mean by that is I got to get my energy level up because like you're saying, we're busy in the evening. We got a few kiddos running around. I got 2 girls in rep hockey and I love it. I'm the head coach of one of their teams and it's a great outlet for me. And I feel like I'm in a classroom with 9 and 10-year-old girls and it's such an energy boost for me. And it's one of those things where when I leave work and if I've had a rough day and then I'm at the rink with them, I just forget about all of it. But that being said, I feel like there's a bit of a drain there that's happened over a couple of months. And not just the physical drain, but the mental drain. And I know how to get it back. But I just got to recommit to getting it back. And I do remember going through the board leadership program that we have in our school board. In one of those sessions, we got an opportunity to connect with a superintendent and like just straight up ask them questions and, have them talk to us about our leadership journey and our goals, and just have a real frank conversation about some of those ideas that were being bounced around. And one of the things that stuck with me was the superintendent was basically sharing that they know they need to prepare themselves to come to work each day and what that needs to look like and how you have to take care of your like body, mind, and spirit, and how they did that. And I think like I need to recommit to doing that, not just, be buzzing around all day at school, then go do the same thing between a couple of different arenas in the evening, and then go to sleep at a good time for sure, but then do it all again the next day. Like I think there needs to be more care involved in some of those things to help you get through the day, just with even like a fresh mind for you to be able to withstand the mental challenges that occur throughout the day, and how you're constantly problem solving and switching gears so quickly. And I think that I can recommit to that, and it's going to make a big difference for me.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I didn't put that on my list, but I mean, it's something I'm definitely doing. It's a great point. We work very hard and we commit a lot of time to our work, right? And when we get home, you're also working. I know that you work also. We talk a lot about how we try and turn it off, and I think we do, but at the same time, we do a lot, not just obviously for this podcast and stuff, but like Matt, you're coaching. This is a passion thing for me to do these things and be on here talking to you. So that actually is in some ways, energy giving, but to cultivate that time where like I'm actually doing none of either of those things, and connecting with friends and whatnot. I think, taking the leadership in that area too. I don't know if you're like that. I'm weak at that. That, taking leadership with my friends, but.
Yeah. And even I'm just thinking about, just how to like mentally turn it off. And maybe that's like just, I enjoy a book, reading a good book to let it go. And I'm, because, when you're getting home and you're making decisions with your wife about your kids and your family, and you're talking about the pod and doing the coaching and other things, like those little decisions that you're making, it just, they accumulate throughout the day, right? So just finding ways to not get rid of those things, because like you're saying, a lot of what we're talking about is energy giving, but just preparing yourself to be able to withstand the entire day. I think I can do a better job at that, and I know how to do it, right? It's just committing to doing it on a regular basis, right?
That's right. Carving the time out. Put it in your calendar.
Yeah. That's right. Put your calendar.
Prep time in your calendar. Yep. Okay, cool. I like that. Are we going to go back and forth here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. So one of my leadership practices that I want to change in 2025 is definitely just being more present in the building. I definitely value that. I think it's super important. And there are times when I felt completely sucked away from doing that. And I know that it matters to people. I know that it helps build trust with colleagues. And when I do it, I feel better. I know that they feel better. When I don't do it, I feel worse. And I think that there ends up being some disconnect too when I'm not doing it enough. And when you feel a little bit out of touch or out of sync, that's the answer. Just being around, being with people that are doing the work, working alongside people, getting to know what their day-to-day looks like through their eyes, right? And just being in the halls. You've mentioned it a lot, and you do a great job of it. Getting out there, making your rounds, even if it's just to say hello to people, check in with students. You get that visual check, see how people are coming into the building, how they're feeling. It's something that I think is really important, and I just need to, instead of think about it, I need to act on that a little bit more. And it's easy for me to say that I've got things to do, because I do. In a big school, there's lots that needs to be done by our computer. But I want to change that. I don't want to be tied to that as much. And I think the best value that we can offer is being with people. So that's one of my leadership practices to change, or maybe not change, improve. Because I know that it's not something that I never liked. It's not something new to me, but it's something that I want to make more of a focus in my day-to-day practice. So yeah. That's one for me.
Yeah, and we've talked about that a lot. It's hard, eh? Like like you say, like you do get pulled away from the things that make a difference for people, right?
Yeah.
Not just students, but staff as well. And
It makes
kudos
me
for
wonder.
you for sticking with that, right?
It makes me wonder though about the role, like what the role was like about 10, 15 years ago. Because right now, and too, it doesn't matter vice principal or principal. We have this beautiful thing called I don't know, for us, it's a Teams meeting, virtual options for people that are not in a school that want to connect with us, whether it's our bosses or other people running meetings that are consultants or whatnot. It's so accessible. But we got to remember, we're in a building with 1,800, 1,900 plus students plus staff. I got to manage that priority a little bit better sometimes, but it's hard because you're being pulled in a few different directions, and those things are also important, right? They're important, but are they as important? It's debatable. What did you do 10 years ago? Didn't do that, right? Call me on
Possibly
my phone.
not, or you'd be out for the day, one or the other, right?
Call me on my phone. Maybe I'll pick up, maybe I won't. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll never know, but I got to ask somebody.
Yeah.
I got to ask a retired person, I guess, what that was like back then, right?
Yep.
All right. Go for it.
Good one.
What's yours? Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to kind of tag on to your last idea and strike a balance with discipline a bit more. So what I mean by that is how to be more proactive versus reactive. And thinking about, as administrators, we're responsible for our caseload and supporting students in our caseload, but how much can I do ahead of time to support students rather than trying to do all the follow-ups after an incident has already occurred, right? So and I think we do a pretty good job, to be honest, as a whole team at our school, but that's something that takes a lot of time away from other important things that need to happen in a school, like even just getting into classrooms. But I wonder about that and how I can be better at that, and we'll see how it goes.
That's a great goal. Being proactive is, in our roles, we're very much, it's so easy to be reactive because there's just so much coming at you.
Yep.
So you can just getting right to that mode because there's so much to react to.
Yep.
But finding, orienting yourself and getting yourself prepared to be proactive. Yeah, that's a whole mindset.
That's a mindset. That's right.
Because you can come in and literally just be reactive because there's enough to do. Right?
Is there ever?
You can just keep reacting constantly. But yeah, being proactive is huge. So I love that that's a focus for you. You do a great job of it. But a recommitting, I think sometimes what we're talking about here, some of the things we already know that we value, it's like a recommit to what we know we believe but have been maybe pulled away from a bit, right?
Yeah, you just get away from it. It's not that it's against your philosophy. It's just you need to remind yourself that that's what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Okay, my
two.
next one is I haven't really done a good job of this, but I want to. It's like time blocking tasks. So I'm thinking like emails specifically. I'm thinking about email, or maybe it's like a task that I need to complete something. Like, for example, we have parent council, and I need to create a slide deck for that event, or a staff meeting agenda. It's like I just want to get it done. Like I want to take a time. Okay, I'm going to take this 45 minutes. And I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to get it done. What's happened over time, I've noticed, is that those activities like kind of all bleed into one another, and then all of a sudden the time just has escaped me, and it wasn't focused time. It was very unfocused time, scattered time for myself. So I'll be trying to get that task done, and then something else comes up like a little squirrel, and I'm everywhere. But I really want to get into the habit of like, okay, I got 45 minutes on the clock. I'm getting this done. I'm gonna get it done. Now I know it's ambitious because things happen in a school. But maybe it's not when students are there. Maybe it's at 2:15 when they're gone. I don't know, right? Maybe it's because I know the times where we're going to be reactive is when the students are there, right? So maybe those other tasks that I'm thinking about time blocking should happen when they're not there so that I can actually probably have a chance at getting them done. So that's one thing I like to change, especially with the emails, either writing emails or responding to emails. I think that maybe a dedicated time to do that and say, hey, like for the next like 2 hours, I'm not doing those. I'm not going to do them. Like, I'm going to go be in the hallway, or I'm going to go check something else out. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a way to get it done, and I think some people have probably succeeded before us. So I'm going to heed some of their wisdom and try and not be chained to my email. But I think my best bet to do that is to time block some tasks. What do you think?
That's a great one.
Right.
I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna keep in touch with you on that one, see how it goes.
Good.
Because, like you said, I find I have those squirrel moments where you're trying to do a task and then something else pops into your head. Next thing you know, you're doing something else, and you're bouncing back and forth between too many different things. So you're probably not doing anything that well, and it's taking more time to do it, right? It's just not an efficient way to go about the day and be productive. So I'm gonna check in with you on that one and see how I can learn from you on that for sure.
Well, you do a good job of it. Maybe you're just maybe we're just good squirrels.
We're good squirrels. There you go.
Yeah.
Eh? Always chasing that nut.
That's right.
Okay, my last one, and I guess there's a bit of a backstory, but Jordan, both you and I have had a chance to go and witness the Medellin Challenge, right? That we should talk about one day on here, but
absolutely. I think we'll do a live on air from Colombia maybe one day.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. We should. Watching the principal of that school, San Jose, Las Vegas, in Medellin, Colombia, and seeing Gloria in action and how she's such a community builder. And I don't mean necessarily within her own school, but how she brings the community into the school, or how she gets the students into the community. I think that's something that I need to remind myself that that's what I want to do. Is we have a slogan in our school board that schools are the heart of the community. That's our vision for what our schools are about. And just reminding myself, how am I bringing about that, and how am I leading with that vision? Something I really want to focus on the next 5 months.
That's awesome. I think about that a lot, right? Because I went down there, I had the pleasure, the good fortune of going down there myself as well. And that was one thing that struck me also, is how well they're connected to their Department of Education, to the city, to the supports in the city. They're very well networked, and that's because of the leadership, I think, that I witnessed when I was there as well. And I'm guilty of that here too. There's so many networks that are established when you go into a new school, or as a VP going to a new school. And I had a reflection on this over the break too. Is I want to be better at that as well. But the harder part, I think sometimes, I don't know how their school system's set up, but the hard part is we don't know how long we're going to be in a certain place. And I know that's not an excuse, but some of the people that have a lot of that knowledge and that connection to community are people that are not in the admin roles, right? They're teachers, pillars of the community, right? So it's a different setup. And I kind of wish that wasn't true here, but it seems to be the case where we do move quite a bit. And laying down roots is harder to do. And some of that local knowledge is lost when we're moving a lot, right? I don't know. So it's just something I bantered around in my mind because I want to be better at it. I couldn't put my thumb on why I think it's challenging, but that's just me making excuses. So we can still get better at that.
Yeah, we'll talk more.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, what's your third?
My third one is to email less and connect more face-to-face, in person. I just think there's so much that gets lost in emails, and there's lots of time spent. I know you're an advocate, and so am I, of using AI to generate emails for this and that. And there's a time and place for that, absolutely, right? But sometimes a conversation goes a long way with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. It's easy to just say, hey, can I talk to you about something for a second in an email, and then have a face-to-face that might be more fruitful or add some context that you probably couldn't offer in an email. And it allows people to actually see you communicating that message in a way that just has more feels to it than if you're kind of, just all sterile in an email, typing an email, right? So I feel like I need to do a better job of connecting with people that way. And it's something that I like to do. I know that it helps build trust and all that. I just want to do it more. I'm going to say to myself, my question is going to be, can I just go talk to that person instead of an email? And if the answer is yes, then I'm going to go do it. That's my plan. What do you think about that?
No, that's a great one. I think people would appreciate that. That's a nice little scientific experiment you've got going in the next couple of months to see how it turns out. I like it.
Yeah, I got a few. And do you have any more? I know I'm thinking about more now. You got any more? Or you're good.
I'm good now, but man, I got a lot of ideas bouncing around in my head.
Good. The other one I had,
and I think a lot of them too are recommits, like you're saying.
Recommits.
Right? Yeah.
There was one little story that I wanted to share as well. I think I told you about it. at our we had a grade 8 night, which is basically we're showcasing our school. We're a 9 to 12 school, showcasing all the great things that we do. Teachers were obviously amazing. Our students were amazing that night. And, we were helping. So we do like a presentation with the big group, and then we go out and people get to explore the school. So after the big group presentation, I was helping like put away chairs. I remember telling you this. And, one of the staff members, one of our teachers said, like, Jordan, like, stop putting away the chairs. We get it that you want to help, but your boots on the ground, whatever. But, like, you're supposed to go out there and mingle with the people, like, get out there, right? And I think my reflection on that, I took a while to think about that. Like, what does that even mean? Like, and at the end of the day, I just needed to shut up and listen to that person. They were completely right. Even though maybe it wasn't in my nature to go and do that, I wouldn't say I was hiding, but I was doing something supportive. But they knew that my higher yield spot was to go out and stand out in the front and be the face and do that job. They were right, And so my reflection on that was, I think I just need to listen to people sometimes more and immediately. Not everybody, because I'd be all over the place like a squirrel again. But sometimes you do need to just listen to people. People do have your best interest at heart sometimes, and sometimes we forget that, right? But that was completely the right thing for that person to say to me, and it paid off. I spoke to so many people that night that I wouldn't have spoke to if I was just stacking chairs.
Yeah. Hey,
so
there
listen
you go.
to people.
Yeah, our staff is all in, and they're all in on making the school a better place. And I believe that everyone understands that they play a role in that too, and so them giving you that advice, that comes from a place of care and how you can make our school better, right?
Absolutely, and it's in their best interest too. They knew that's where I was supposed to be, and they let me know it, and I love that they let me know it.
Yeah,
the kid just said nothing. No, they're like, no, get out. I was like, okay, that's awesome. So good.
Well done.
It's more of a great gratitude thing, to be honest. But listening to people is super important. All right, you got any surprises for me? I feel like you got something else there, no?
I think just the other big thing is like how, doing the work with the students and their families. And I think like being committed to that. And I keep thinking about this balance of how much time do you spend on your caseload and working with specific students versus like larger ideas where you're connecting with more people or you're getting into classrooms. And, it's something I struggle with. Of course, like there's a lot of people who need us and a lot of families who require our time too. And those are all important. And it's just, again, like I feel like there's a lot of things on our plate, which they're all great. Like I wouldn't turn loose any of them, but it's about trying to find the right balance on how much time you spend on each kind of bucket, I suppose, in order to make the biggest difference, right?
Awesome. Okay, I got a surprise for you.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do a little upcoming year. You're gonna actually have to like say hot or not. Like these things are gonna be hot again, or they're not gonna be. Okay.
I like this. Yep.
All right. Then you got maybe an explanation too after.
Okay.
Okay. So they're either on the rise or on the decline. Okay. Vaping in schools. You think that's good? Is that hot? Is that rising, or are we gonna see a shift?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say hot. I think it's.
You think it's gonna go up?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think it's just so prolific amongst teenagers, looking at the data and seeing what's in the news and seeing how. I think I read in the last month or two about how there's more Canadian teens vaping than in other countries. It's actually quite popular amongst teens in Canada. And I think that's, again, something that we're pushing back on in schools, right? And we need support to do it too.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I won't take an alternative stance on that one. That was a good one. Good answer. I think it's still going to be...
You're so boring. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not going to... I don't think it's going to go down. Maybe it'll morph into something else. I hope not. I hope it just goes away. Okay, how about smartphone use and addiction? Is that going to be like let's say for youth? Do you think we're going to see like, are we in an era of like, this is getting better, or are we going to see like it's going to get worse? What do you think?
Yeah, it's getting better. I think we've seen the effects of that since a committal by teachers and staff and government and parents to just say, hey, like these things don't belong in a classroom. Like, let's just start there. And I think that that's made a difference with our students. And I think we're seeing that anecdotally. I would like to see some more hard data, thinking back to our episode with Allison about smartphone use and the impacts on learning. But just anecdotally, I think it looks a lot better in schools and classrooms. What's your take?
Yeah, no, I gotta agree with you. I actually think the desire for it is going to decrease. I'm very bullish on that, surprisingly. But I think once people are, away from their phone and into real life experiences, they realize how good it can be. Just be face to face with people. The mindset shift for me, though, the big one is going to have to be parents. Parents allowing their kids to explore the world without them.
Yep.
In the world, the physical world. Because I think COVID kind of kept everybody in. So that's going to be a mind shift for parents, I think, to let their kids free a little bit in the real world.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's going to all hinge on that. So I'm banking on that. I'm hoping that works out.
Now, I would say a lot of the issues we deal with in our offices, discipline related, of course, they do involve some form of social media, right? Like it's a pretty high percentage, I would say.
Absolutely.
So that we haven't seen the decline of that per se, but I just do feel like the impact on learning is better.
Absolutely. Okay, my last one for you, and I don't think it's controversial, but AI, artificial intelligence. Are we just at the beginning, or are people? Is it jumping the shark a bit in some areas? Like, are we kind of like maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be, or is everyone going all in on this?
I think you know the answer to that, right?
Yeah,
it's not going away. It's not going away. And I think we're going to see it in more and more places. It's going to make its way into classrooms eventually. And I wonder about, when we're retiring in the next 15 years or so, what's learning going to look like with AI? I think we're going to see it inside classrooms where we don't see that per se right now, right?
No, you're right. Now, I think there's some rudimentary tasks, planning tasks, organizing tasks that AI is good for, but we're talking about pure writing.
Yeah.
I feel like people might pull away from that a bit. They might. I don't know. I don't know if I'm totally feeling it, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I'm trying in my emails to do it less because I did. There was about a month there where it was pretty obvious I was using AI. But maybe that's the way it'll stand out now. They'll be like, I'll have to write it at the bottom now. It's like, this wasn't made with AI, so people will forgive me.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Hey, well done.
But I only learned
from
you.
Hey, you just came up with those on your own. Nice job.
There you go, buddy.
Right on the spot.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, what do we plan next? I got to check the schedule. I don't know if anybody saw that. Okay.
We'll find out.
Hey, you know what? We got another week to work on some of these ideas that we have brewing for the back to school. I'm looking forward to it.
Flesh them out. Me too, buddy. Okay, Ben. Wrap us up.
Okay, let me find the outro here.
Yeah, you find that.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to Becoming a Principal podcast. We are grateful for the time you've spent with us, and we hope to have been helpful in some way to you today. Be sure to check out our Instagram page at Becoming a Principal podcast. Enjoy your day, everyone.